call this meeting of the Lammersville Unified Board of Education to order at 7 o'clock. Gentle reminder to silence or shut off your cell phones at this time, as this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. And I am going to put Trustee Olson on the spot and have her lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Lisa Boulay.
Here.
Benita Daniel.
Here.
Samik Modi.
Here.
Stephanie Olson.
Here.
David Pombo.
Here.
Donovan Rudish.
Here.
Corrections and or approval and or corrections to the agenda.
There are none.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Olson and seconded by Trustee Boulay. Student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, committee reports. I do not believe anyone has committee reports. If you do, please speak up. Otherwise, we will move on to.
We did. We're good.
President Pombo, I do have to mention that we have our second reading of our updated board policies and ARs during today's meeting, and this is for the policy committee.
Thank you. Moving on to item 6, governing board reports. Student trustee Rudish.
Thank you, President Pombo, trustees, Dr. Nicholas. I told myself that since this is my last meeting, I wouldn't create a script. I just kind of go from the heart and speak truthfully. And so I guess first off, I just want to say a big thank you to all of the trustees, to all of the board members here who have helped make my year what it is. Throughout this year, I have learned a lot about how government works, how leadership works, past just the high school. And it's been a huge opportunity and really impactful time for me to really learn how I want to continue with leadership. In my past, I've always just stuck with the traditional leadership roles that you see in middle school and high school and just in a school environment. And now to see that in a more serious government role has really sparked my interest in government. And so first, I'm incredibly thankful for getting the opportunity to become inspired in this room. And past that, I look forward to the next year, which will be, I'm sure, filled with just as many fun moments and cool opportunities. And so I'd also like to introduce our next district board representative, Ahana Ilingovan, who will have a quick short saying.
Hi everyone, my name is Ahani Lingovan. I'm going to be an upcoming junior at Mountain High School. I've been in leadership since 6th grade, so around 5 years, and I'm super excited to be working with all of you guys next year in the 2026 to 27 year. Thank you.
I'd like to say welcome to Ahana. I'm sure you'll do an excellent job, and I would also like to on behalf of the board, thank Donovan for being a engaging and well representing the students of the district. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And moving on to Trustee Modi.
Thank you. To student trustee Rudish, I think you did an excellent job this year. I want to thank you for all the time and effort, and I think I saw a real evolution from when you first started to where how you participate and how you engage today. So kudos to you. I think we see your leadership in what you've taken on even with Castle. So I commend you for making the most of this opportunity and really grabbing it by the reins and taking advantage of the opportunity and not just a kind of a checklist item. And I think you really demonstrated that. So best of luck to you in your senior year and future endeavors. And of course, welcome to Ahana. Looking forward. You've got definitely big shoes to fill. So If you haven't already, I don't know, maybe you already have, is definitely look at some, board meeting videos and can see how Donovan has excelled. But other than that, I do not have anything else to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Modi. Trustee Daniel.
Thank you, Preston. I would like to start off by wishing student trustee Donovan all the very best. It is always a joy to hear you report and just to watch you also talk about your report with such enthusiasm. Thank you so much for bringing such energy to our board meeting. You will be missed, but I'm sure you will be doing great things with the castle and also in future. So all the very best to you. And welcome to Ahana. I have known Ahana since young age, and I am so happy to see you here. And I'm sure you will do great things. You're a very talented person, and I'm sure you will bring greatness to the student trustee. Thank you. And from my end, I do not have anything to report, but I do want to remind what I had already mentioned a couple of meetings back, that I will be missing the August 5th and the August 19th board meeting for family vacation. So just a reminder for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Daniel. Trustee Boulay.
Thank you. I would also like to thank our board member Rudish for this past year of really dedicated, passionate, and inspiring work that you've done with the board. You really have taken this role to heart, and you're going to do great with everything else you have planned. So good luck to you. I'm so glad I got a chance to know you and to work with you. And yeah, I'll be watching you in the future. But as I said earlier, about the good things you're going to be doing in the future. And I would like to welcome student board member Ahana, and I promise I will learn your last name. And the only thing I have to report is that yesterday I attended the Education Appreciation Reception that was hosted by Congressman Harder in Stockton with a couple other board members, and I'm grateful that we have legislatures who really take an interest in education in terms of what's going on with our district, what our needs are, and supporting us any way they can. So that was a great sort of advocacy event. And I know Congressman Harder does things with education often. So I look forward to his next one. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Boulay. Trustee Olson.
Thank you, President Pombo. I'm going to start with my report, and then I'm going to get to the student trustees. Save the best for last. But on June 10th, I attended the city council meeting as board clerk and gave a report to the city council. It was probably the shortest report yet because school was out, but important to let them know that even though school is out, the work of the district never stops, and people are already, and have been for months, getting ready for the next school year, and especially our classified staff right now. And on June 16th, as Trustee Boulay said, I attended the education mixer with Congressman Harder, and advocacy is something I've really tried to focus on doing more of as a board member on matters that are not within the control of us as a board, but that we need to rely on our political decision makers that are at higher levels of government to do the right things. And to that end, I continue to advocate with our state assembly leaders, Governor Newsom, to reverse their budgetary decisions related to Prop 98 funding. They shouldn't be taking that money from districts now, even if they promise to pay it later. Districts need it now. And they can't be adding to the burden of districts without showing additional funding source. And so I will continue to press that alarm with many others, and I'm grateful to CSBA and their collective advocacy that helps board members have a voice, a strong voice with the state. And finally, I would like to express my gratitude to you, student trustee Rudish. It's been a wonderful year. You're an amazing leader. I I've known this about you since you were in middle school when I was your flag football coach. You embody the qualities of a leader that, you know, you're not doing it because you want any kind of glory or title. You truly lead because you care. You have a service-oriented mindset, and that will take you far. And that's why people trust you, because you're authentic and you put in the work and you're dependable. And I was serious both times when I said I do not want to follow your board reports because you are amazing. And, you know, so if you go into law, you'll be a far better lawyer than me. I have no doubt. And I'm excited to see what your future holds. And I am really excited for our new student trustee. I am excited to welcome you, and congratulations on being selected. I hope that we can get to know each other well this summer, and I look forward to what you will bring. And I know you're going to do a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Olson. On yesterday, June 16th, I had also attended Congressman Harder's event in Stockton. Earlier today, I attended a CSBA Region 8 Zoom meeting on the budget, and we discussed a lot of things in the budget. One thing that I wanted to share with the board is one of the board members asked at our last meeting if CSBA was still considering filing a suit against the state for the illegal taking of Prop 98 funds, and I was assured today at this meeting that they are still looking into the possibility of filing suit if the state follows through with that taking. Also, I will be sharing the slide deck from that meeting with the rest of the board so that they can come back with any questions or comments as far as my advocacy work through CSBA. And that concludes my report. Moving on to item 7, receiving of public comment. If anyone would like to make a public comment, please fill out a blue comment card and bring it ahead so we know when to call on you. The entire board appreciates hearing from members of the community and public at large. The board shall give members of the public an opportunity to address the board either before or during the board's consideration of each agenda item. Government Code Section 54954.3. At a time so designated on the agenda, members of the public also may bring before the board matters that are not listed on the agenda of a regular meeting. The board may refer such a matter to the superintendent or designee or take it under advisement, but shall not take action at that time. The board may place the matter on the agenda of a subsequent meeting for discussion or action. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. And I do have a speaker card here from Suresh. Please come forward.
Do I need to turn on this?
Just talk.
Yeah. Good evening to all the trustees and president and staff. Thank you, superintendent and trustees, for the April 8th presentation and for answering everyone's questions so clearly. Before I watched it, a lot of people in the community were upset and confused, not regarding this video, about their concerns about their capacity at high school. So watching this video cleared up a lot of confusion. So thank you for being open with the information. So I understand that under the 1998 agreement, LUSD doesn't have the legal authority to require developers to build additional schools. That said, I think there was an opportunity for LUSD to be more involved as these land use decisions were happening. Things like rezoning of aged neighborhoods, We planned like 2 earlier, now it's becoming 1, and then also it's pushed towards the end of the development. And then, like for example, commercial land conversions to residential, and the additional homes added in College Park. So even without being binding authority, LUSD could have shown up at those city and county hearings and raised concerns and helped anticipate these kind of enrollment growth we are seeing today for the sake of our students and families. So here, looking ahead, it does seem like we need additional school capacity, and I would respectfully ask that negotiating with the developers become a top priority for the district going forward. I would also like to request a joint town hall with the city so residents can hear directly from both LUSD and the city leadership about how growth and school planning will be coordinated moving forward. Thank you again for your time and for everything you're doing for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments on behalf of the board. Moving on to item 8, consent items for consideration. Actions proposed for consent are consistent with the approved practices of the district and are deemed routine in nature. Trustees receive board agenda background information in advance of scheduled meetings and are prepared to vote with knowledge on the consent items. Item A, Governing Board meeting minutes of the June 3rd regular meeting. Item B, contracts under $50,000. Item C, ratification of certificated and classified personnel actions. Item D, updated 2025-2026 fundraisers. Item E, updated 2026-2027 fundraisers. Item F, ratification of budget revisions and warrant list for May 2026. Item G, ratification of 2026-2027 inter and intra-district transfer requests. Item H, declaration of surplus materials, musical instruments, and special education curriculum books. Item I, acceptance of donations, $100 from James Ogden for the music festival trip for Lammersville Elementary School. Would any member of the board like to remove or further discuss any of these consent items?
Move to approve the consent items. Second.
On a motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Daniel, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes. Madam Clerk, would you do the honors?
With pleasure. We'd like to welcome the following hires to the Lammersville Unified Family for the 25-26 year: Tyler Kameda, ELOP Instructional Aide, and for the 26-27 school year, Darcy Hamilton, Self-Contained Classroom Teacher, Jillian Hernandez, 7th-8th grade Science Teacher, Kimberly Johnston, Special Ed Classroom Instructional Aide, Extensive Support Needs, Lenore Medina, K-8 Vice Principal, and Ashley Palmer, Coordinator of Curriculum, Instruction, and Programs. Welcome to the Lammersville family.
And at this time, I would like to invite Questa's new VP, Lenore Medina, forward to say a few words if she chooses to do so.
Good evening. Thank you for welcoming me today. It's an honor to be a part of this organization. My name is Lenore Medina, and I am happy to look forward. I can tell you a little bit about looking backwards in my past. I was in Los Angeles Unified for 24 years before I moved to the Central Valley, where I was in Porterville Unified, and then I moved to Tulare County Office of Education. My background is mostly in English learner, in ELD, English learner development, language development. My degrees are also in that area. So in looking forward, after that, I'm sorry, I skipped a step. I moved to Antioch. That's when I moved to Northern California. So I've been a resident of the East Bay since right after COVID, right after the pandemic. So I've been in Antioch for the past 5 years, and I am happy to look forward. I hope that my career will sunset here in Lammersville. It's a beautiful school district in a beautiful community. I've been in the barrios, I've been in the projects, I've been in the ghettos, and I've been in the migrant fields. So I look forward to having a different experience here, and I'm looking forward to being at Cuesta. Thank you.
Welcome. Moving on to item 9, District Administrative Reports. Item A, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Nicholas.
Yes, I just have a couple of quick things. First of all, we have a few cute pictures from the kids at ELOP in the summer program that's coming up here. They're actively engaged in creativity and bonding and summer activities. And second of all, there's a national periodical from a national professional development company called Professional Learning Associations. And I'm proud to announce that in their newsletter, one of our own new director, Brian Shum, is listed as a Voices from the Field and featured in one of their newsletter articles. So it's always nice to know the word's getting out across the land. And congratulations to Director Shum. And then finally, I have unofficial results from this year's CASP testing, of which I can't announce a specific number because we're at 98%, and who knows how that's going to go. But it appears that we've had another good year. ELA up, math looks flat, science looks up. So I think we could expect our current status is 4th in the East Bay, 4th in ELA, 4th in math to stay. And we're already number 1 in science, and we went up. That was the one we went up the most. So I think we'll be number 1 with a bullet. And so it's a good. It appears that we're going to be celebrating soon in the fall. But again, those are unofficial records, and anything can change in 2%. And Mr. President, that is my report.
Thank you, Dr. Nicholas. Item B, District Maintenance and Operations Report. Director Dixon.
Good evening. So summer cleaning is well underway right now at all the sites. We have a lot of deliveries and organizing of supplies for the new school over at the warehouse right now. There are several summer projects with the maintenance department, including the playgrounds that they are working on currently. The pool is working just fine. The fields are being watered every day due to the heat right now. And then for civic permits, the summer session is open now. And then planning for the City of Mountain House July 4th event is in the works as well. And then we have 1 lead custodian position open at this time.
Questions or comments? Thank you. Moving on to item 10, action items. Item A, consider approval of 4-year contract extension for superintendent starting July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2030. Staff report.
Yes, this contract extension is for a term of 4 years, starting at July 1, 2026 and running through June 30th, 2030. It is based on a 240-day work year at $1,239 per diem. It includes a general Me Too clause, full medical benefits, 19 vacation days, a year 17 longevity step, and a medical coverage retirement clause to age 65. And it also includes other provisions applied to other district leadership positions, including general reimbursements, AXA dues, and educational stipends. And that is my report.
Questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve a 4-year contract extension for the superintendent starting July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2030.
And I will
second, but I did want to comment. I just want to thank Dr. Nicholas for all your dedication, your passion for this district and how hard you work, particularly since we are a growing district, and that is very uncommon in this day and age. So it's a special talent you have. I know it can be very frustrating at times, but Dash, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
I just want to also say thank you to all your efforts. I understand Trustee Bully talked about the developer efforts and for the growing district, but the thing that I really admire about you is the fact that you have a teacher-serving heart and you always look out for the success and the growth of each student in our school district. So I greatly appreciate that. And not only that, you also look out for your team and the staff. So I'm so happy to be working with you. Thank you and congratulations.
And if I could just value add to that, because you just triggered a memory that I'm going to state this publicly. I may have said it once, but it deserves saying twice if I did. But when I was working as a special education teacher, I met a staff member in another district who said that they had learned more from Dr. Nicholas about effective instructional excellency than they did in multiple professional developments they had attended. And I think that's a testament to your skill set that you bring to this district on high expectations for how do you say it? High quality first time instruction, and our students are grateful for that, and we're seeing that benefit for them getting that high quality instruction. So that's my value add.
And I would just like to say thank you for your years of service. On a motion by Trustee Olson and seconded by Trustee Boulay, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes. Item B, consider approval of the 2026-2027 July 1st budget financial report. Staff report?
Yeah, before I get going, I just want to thank the board and the team and all the community. This is a unique place. I enjoy coming to work every day. You get all the best of a small town, but all of the ability to do big and bold things of a big operation. I really, truly am the luckiest superintendent in California. So thank you.
And on behalf of the board, I would just like to say you're welcome.
Especially where I came from. So this is we had a nice presentation at the special board meeting on the budget. This action item 2 is the budget financial report, and it's the beginning of the annual budget process. We need to recommend approval for this item.
I would like to thank our finance team for the hard work they did with this and having a great crystal ball to be able to predict what monies are going to be coming in and what expenses we are going to and we anticipate for the next year. I know it's not an easy job, probably very tedious. That's why I'm not in finance. But thank you, and I move to approve the 26-27 July 1st budget financial report.
And I would just wanted to add to that by just saying thank you. I'm grateful to the budget people for being so fiscally responsible. It's not by accident that we have positive interim reports year after year. And even with building schools where there has to be some deficit spending and we still are able to get those positive certifications is a testament to the prioritization we have on being a fiscally responsible district to make sure that our students get what they need. And that doesn't happen without a good team. And so I just want to thank Director Kaiser and Assistant Superintendent Grijalva for everything that you do to run that team.
Thank you. On a motion by Trustee Boulay and I believe seconded by Trustee Modi, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes. Item C, consider approval of Governing Board Resolution 25-26-20 regarding the 2026-2027 Education Protection Account. Staff report?
Yes, in the aftermath of the Great Recession back in 08 to 12, a proposition was passed that raised taxes on Californians to support public education. That was Prop 30. It sunset, and a new proposition came forward, Prop 55, which extended that tax till 2032. This resolution is a robust statement by the board to say that we are following the rules and spending the money appropriately.
Questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve Governing Board Resolution 25-26-20 regarding the 2026-2027 Education Protection Account.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Olson, student preferential vote.
Aye.
Roll call vote, please.
Lisa Boulay.
Aye.
Benita Daniel.
Aye.
Samik Modi.
Aye.
Stephanie Olson.
Aye.
David Pombo.
Aye. Motion passes with 5 ayes and no nays. Item D, consider approval of Governing Board Resolution 2526-21, acknowledging the 5-year facilities master plan certifications required under the Career Technical Education Facilities Program of the Office of Public School Construction. Staff report?
Yes, you're going to enjoy this one. This resolution says that we are going to have a 5-year facilities master plan once the Office of Public School Construction provides a template. We've been waiting for 2 years, but this requirement is associated with the Career Technical Education Facilities Program, and therefore by approving this, we are saying that we know we have to do it, the 5-year plan.
Just out of curiosity, if they don't come up with the template before the 5 years are up, do we still have to do it? Questions or comments by the board?
I have a curious question too. So when we say there is a 5-year plan which is connected with the CTE, are there any specific CTE programs that are going to be benefited by this 5-year plan?
If we wanted to convert a classroom to a CTE program, we could utilize a grant application under this umbrella that would bring in money that we could apply to it. So we've already built our CTE programs, but this is, and Gloria, fill in any gaps if I've got this. This is simply acknowledging that we're supposed to have a 5-year plan, but we can't fill it out yet because they haven't told us what they want in the plan. So we've applied to 2 CTE grants right now, and we are seeking credit for the 15 classroom project we did at Mountain House High School because we're hosting CTE programs in there that require a classroom. And so we're asking for reimbursement from the investment of $3 million in one side of it and $2 million on the other side of it. And so it's things like that we can apply to this grant, these grant dollars, but we have to have this resolution to say that when they tell us what they want us to put in the plan, we'll have to do a plan. Did that answer your question?
Kind of. So what we are having existing will continue existing.
Correct.
And with the grants, so what my understanding was, we could possibly in the future convert a classroom
Correct.
into another CT.
So presently we have 2 applications in to be reimbursed for the investment in the 15 classroom. That's one lane. The other would be to seek additional dollars for a conversion.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Are they holding the reimbursement up until they get the template with the correct form, or?
No, I think we're waiting to hear. The applications went in last summer, correct? Yes. Okay, so but are you aware of why the judgment is coming imminently, or we're just waiting? Okay, based on the way the state funding works for state funds, we may have to wait. But all I can say is that for a year we've had an application in for the reimbursement.
But we don't think
there's no one-to-one.
we don't think it's tied
I don't
to
believe
them
that it's
providing
tied.
the template
Correct.
and us providing the actual.
Correct. I think it's more of them having a process that moves efficiently.
Okay. And then if they do provide a template and then we create a 5-year plan, do we have to reapprove submitting that plan to the state?
The 5-year plan or those two applications?
5-year plan.
The 5-year plan would officially go in as a first look, and then the clock would start.
Okay.
This is just saying we know we have to do it.
All right. Thank you.
Move to approve, to adopt Governing Board Resolution number 25-26-21, acknowledging the 5-year facilities master plan certifications required under the Career Technical Education Facilities Program of the Office of Public School Construction.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Olson and seconded by trustee Daniel, student preferential vote.
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Lisa Boulay,
Aye.
Benita Daniel,
Aye.
Samik Modi,
Aye.
Stephanie Olson,
Aye.
David Pombo.
Aye. Motion passes with 5 ayes, no nays. Item E, consider approval of a new contract with Jostens, Inc. for the 2026-2027 MHHS yearbook. Staff report?
Yeah, this is just as it says, Jostens will be the identified contract to do the yearbook for Mountain House High School.
Questions or comments by the board?
I have a question. Is this the first time we are using Jostens Incorporated for the yearbook?
Based on the hand signals in the audience, I could say that they've used it in the past, then it was replaced, and now they're replacing the replacement. So it sounds like they've had 2 companies over the history of the school.
Okay, great, thank you. So I have been, talking to students from our community about our yearbook because it's their precious entity. And I did hear from them that, first of all, the pricing was a lot last year. And then I checked on the pricing. It was $110 for last year. But then I checked on Jostens contract, and it's $75, which is a great thing. I'm sure the students are going to be happy. There was also another thing which they mentioned, which I'm going to place as a request when they're working with Jostens, is last year's or the previous year's yearbook, when the pictures were printed, the skin tone was very much different, and they felt that it did not look like them. So it is a request from my end if we could, make sure that this yearbook actually captures the person, the student as is. That would be really nice.
Here's the good news. We have an expert in yearbook production. Deputy Superintendent Harrison was a yearbook advisor at Escalon High School. I will put him in charge. Tomorrow he and I will meet and discuss this. In all seriousness, we'll send the message to get it right.
Yes.
But I just wanted to shout out Mr. Harrison's esteemed past.
Yep, thank you. Now I know it's entrustable.
I just want to make a comment. I didn't do yearbook when I was in high school, but I did do newspaper. And the newspaper groups and the yearbook groups did a lot of work together, because designing pages, whether they're in a yearbook or a newspaper, is very similar work. A lot of copy editing, a lot of proofreading, things like that. And I know there's some complaints. I get the price, bringing it down, I think I'll skip that part. But there are going to be mistakes when we publish anything, right? And I want the community to have some grace, because it reflects, it misses the point around the crazy amount of hard work that those students and advisor do throughout the year. And so even though the yearbook comes out towards the end of the year, for fall sports, they are finishing those pages up when the fall sports are completed, or fall activities or fall clubs. And they work throughout the entire year to get that yearbook as good as they can. And you have kids who are 14 to 17 or 18 years old putting things together, and you don't want to correct every single thing they do, because it's a learning opportunity for those students as well. So I totally understand how some community members feel when their potential, a name is missed or misspelled and things like that. And I think the teams obviously don't want that to happen. They try to do their best, but I want to recognize that it takes a lot of volunteer work and hours outside of the school hours to put a yearbook together. So I would encourage anyone who feels passionately about the yearbook product to sign up and join and put their time forward, because I'm sure that would be valued by the group.
I concur with Trustee Modi
I do too.
that a lot of work is put into it, and I think the students and the advisors do their level best to get the best product possible, and perfection is a nice goal, but it's rarely the end product.
And if I could just add, as a victim of a yearbook mistake that was pretty significant in high school, it didn't ruin my life. And I laugh about it for years. And if somebody wants to know about what that was, I can share after the meeting. But like, just wanted to value add that, we're humans and we do the best we can. And these are our students. But I know that the contract here that we have with Jostens, I think, is providing some guidance and some help and support. And I think that's great too, because, this is a company that does this for all over the nation. And so they'll have some helpful insights for the students. So I think that's great.
I'll move. Any more comments?
Sorry, just a final clarifying question. First, thank you, Trustee Modi. I think that was very accurate. And just out of curiosity, do you know if the contract for this year is any lower or higher than in past years?
I have no idea, but Mr. Harrison is saying that it's lower. Better product for less money. I have not been an advisor of yearbook, and therefore, when the yearbook comes up, I feel I'm slightly diminished. So I defer to Deputy Superintendent and his expertise.
And with that, I will entertain a motion. I believe Trustee Modi was in the process.
I will move to approve a new contract with Jostens for the 26-27 Mountain House High School yearbook.
Second.
On a motion by Trustee Modi and seconded by Trustee Boulay, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays, and bless you. Item F, consider approval of a 2-year contract renewal with Kachina Landscape Management, Inc. for grounds, landscape, and maintenance of district facilities. Staff report?
Yes, in my 13 years here, we've had 3 landscape management companies. Kachina is the latest, and they are by far the best. We, with a big smile on our face, recommend approval of extending their time here.
Questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve the 2-year contract renewal with Kachina Landscape Management Incorporated for grounds, landscape, and maintenance of district facilities.
Second.
On a motion by Trustee Daniel and seconded by Trustee Olson, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes. Item G, consider approval of 2026-2027 Local Control Accountability Plan, LCAP. Staff report?
Yes, Assistant Superintendent Sharp is going to give an LCAP presentation. You might be familiar with it, but it's important that we present this at all possible offerings.
Good evening, President Pombo, trustees, Dr. Nicholas. Thank you for having me this evening. We're going to be looking at the Local Control Accountability Plan for 2026-27. So our plan is a 3-year plan. It addresses 8 priorities that are within 3 connected resources and support areas: condition of learning, engagement, and student outcomes. So with these 8 priorities under basic services, state standards, and course access represent conditions for learning. Parental involvement, school climate, and pupil engagement fall under the engagement section. And the last 2, other pupil outcomes and pupil achievement, fall under pupil outcomes. So our LCAP, as is all LCAPs, are 3-year terms. Our first goal is systematic closure of the opportunity gaps. Second goal is instruction and curriculum efficacy. And our third goal is 21st century outcomes and stakeholder communication. So under Goal 1, systematic closure of the opportunity gaps, LUSD graduates students college and career ready with the 21st century skills of communication, citizenship, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity, all within a district-wide one-to-one learning environment. And this goal represents priorities 1, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Each goal has actions that the district needs to take part in to achieve the goal. So within this goal, just to name a few, you can see a comprehensive list. But we have student progress monitored through assessment, our comprehensive high school experience, including partnership with San Joaquin Delta College, Common Core standards, all the way to student attendance, EL progress and strategic support, and well-maintained facilities. In order to measure our actions, we have to determine metrics. And you can see again on Goal 1, there are quite a few metrics. Just to mention a few, we have access to standards instructional materials, ELD teaching and reclassification. We have UC A to G completion and advanced placement course completion at the high school, decreasing our dropout rate and increasing the graduation rate, and then maintaining clean and up-to-date facilities. Looking at Goal 2, instruction and curriculum efficacy. This is where we look at instructional leadership and teaching excellence in all classrooms, all within research-validated practices district-wide. And this goal addresses priorities 1, 2, and 6. The actions underneath this goal: professional development, implementation of effective instructional practices with a focus on student and staff wellness, and programs and services for unduplicated pupils and students with exceptional needs, all within a 21st century learning experience. Metrics used to evaluate this goal: implementing Common Core standards, decreasing suspension and expulsion rates, PBIS at sites, one-to-one Chromebooks, and appropriately credentialed teachers. Looking at Goal 3, this addresses 21st century outcomes and stakeholder communication. This is LUSD providing the community with high quality education, positive parent relationships, focused on a 21st century educational program, all within a rapidly expanding student population. And this goal addresses priorities 3, 5, and 8. Actions within Goal 3, providing cutting-edge technology in classrooms, communications with parents in the community through surveys, parent input, and parent participation of students with exceptional needs, EL, foster, and low income. And the metrics we use to assess those actions: parent and student staff surveys, parental engagement and involvement, parent focus groups, and regular evaluation of district technology via our tech sustainability plan. So as I discussed, the Local Control Accountability Plan is a 3-year plan. We are in year 3. This will be the last year of this presentation. So when we look at all of the goals, we do address CASP as well as some other metrics. But even though we do have 2026 CASP results coming in, this report is still based on last year's CASP scores, which you see above: ELA, math, and science. And then when we look at CASP, we don't just look at our overall CASP scores, we look at how our students are reporting for specific subgroups. So in this slide, over to the far left, you have 48.82% advanced and proficient in ELA at the state level. These are overall scores. The overall county is 40.57%. Overall Lammersville is 75.71%. Now when we look across horizontally, we look at how our subgroups performed. So when we look at our Black African American students, they outperformed overall county. When we look at our Hispanic students, they outperformed both overall state and overall county. Socioeconomically disadvantaged students outperformed both overall state and overall county. And our white population also outperformed overall state, overall county. You can see English learners, long-term English learners, and students with disabilities, those subgroups who are below the line, did not meet what would be that overall threshold for the state or the county. However, those are also 3 subgroups who can gain proficiency and exit out of their subgroup. So we would expect those numbers to be lower. Looking at math, again, far left-hand side, overall state, 37.30% advanced and proficient. Overall county, 29.87% advanced and proficient, and overall Lammersville, 71.74% proficiency. Looking at our subgroups, our Black African American subgroup outperformed both state and county. English learners outperformed county nearly, or came very close to state. Our Hispanic population outperformed both state and county, and socioeconomically disadvantaged students outperformed both state and county, as well as our white population. Again, you can see students with disabilities in LTEL were lower. However, you can see our English learners did do well in math. Looking at science, overall state, 32.66% advanced and proficient, county, 26.04%, LUSD, 65.95%. And then looking at our subgroups, Black African American outperformed both state and overall and county. Hispanic outperformed overall state and county, as did socially economically disadvantaged and our white populations. So as a part of the LCAP, we report out on budget, and we look at each goal and how we budgeted for the expenses in that goal and how our estimated actuals resulted. So looking at the 25-26 budget for goal 1, $48,311,937, with our estimated actuals at $53,463,617. There was a typo error in our LCAP document for classified and coach costs. And then we did have special education staffing costs that included additional aides and teachers that were incurred because of unanticipated at the time of what our special ed population was. Looking at goal 2, 25-26 budget, $5,052,760. Our 25-26 estimated actual, $4,839,812. We did have a slight lower than anticipated substitute cost for walking and talking, but we do have student one-to-one devices that the delivery was delayed. They didn't have the devices, so that will hit in the next year. Looking at goal 3, 25-26 budget, $409,328. 25-26 estimated actual, $933,419. Slight increase with parent project costs that were incurred in this line, but the large part is special education transportation that was unanticipated, more students traveling to the county program, and then new students coming in. So the LCAP budget overview is a requirement as a part of LCAP. It is subject to the same adoption, review, and approval and posting requirements. It does include the local control funding formula, total funds to the district, and includes the narrative for budgeted expenditures not in the LCAP. So throughout the year, we did gather feedback from our educational partners. There were school site council meetings, parent groups, staff meetings, student meetings, our district parent advisory council, DAC, DLAC, and ELAC meetings, surveys, and public forums. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but again, I would like to thank you, your staff, everybody who worked on this document, the roadmap essentially of how we are educating our students. And based on what Dr. Nicholas shared earlier with the upcoming CAS scores, and even looking at the CAS scores from last year, this is a document that's working because we are outperforming the state and county in terms of those testing results, not just by a little, but by a huge, huge amount. So congratulations. Again, I know we're tweaking as we go to make it better, and I understand it's a living document, but I think the team's doing a great job. Thank you.
Absolutely. I do want to thank Dr. Foberry. Does an amazing job on this LCAP. It is a lot of, I know, sweat, tears, and maybe, I don't know, long nights. So yeah, the team, business does an amazing job with it as well. So there is a lot of time that goes into this document.
Just a clarifying question. You said this is the last time you will be giving this presentation, but you just meant this exact presentation, because next year you will give a substantially similar presentation of the new LCAP,
yes,
correct?
Yes, and I do think that this will bleed into next year a little bit, but it will be sunset after 3 or 4 years of giving the same presentation. After a while, what used to be really neat is not anymore, as all of you see it as much as I give it. So,
well, I have a question that nobody probably can answer, but I was just, without Googling or looking back at all the meeting minutes, how many times has this presentation been made? But I think it's great because it shows out there to the community.
Yes.
Can I echo everything everyone said. Every time I see it, and I made this comment before, I always think of something different to ask about. So I am curious. When we, two questions. One is the subgroups that are kind of demarcated out, right? Are those statutory? How are those identified as ones that need to be reported out on in the presentation?
Yeah,
or
thank
in
you.
our report?
They're determined as being underperforming. So the state has deemed these subgroups that are up here as underperforming subgroups, and we are required to put them up here. The female and the male off on the side, at one point we were curious because people had different comments on what female or male may perform. Ours don't change very much. That would be a question going forward if we keep them on there, but every other subgroup up there is required.
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong though. So even though like our African American subgroup is outperforming the state and county's overall score, it's the gap between the overall district score and the African American score is deemed the African American score is not high enough compared to our district overall score.
Correct.
Sorry,
Does this-
let me.
Go ahead.
Are the subgroups identified by the state to say these are the subgroups to report, or is it dynamic, which I believe you might have been referring to, that any subgroup that out of 30 subgroups that is underperforming compared to your district average needs to be reported?
Correct. So they're going to be different in other districts.
Okay. Is there anything stopping us from reporting other subgroups? Like we chose to put female and male on here. I know a large portion of our community is Asian American. Is there anything that prevents us from putting other subgroups on here?
No, it would be up to us. It would be where would you stop to consider how much you would put on the document. And within each goal and action, if you look at that, for every subgroup you identify, you have to report on every single metric in the LCAP, line by line.
Okay. Understood. Okay. The last question I have is I think towards the end of the presentation, you had kind of all the different things that were done to gather input and feedback and so forth throughout the year. If a parent said, I want to be part of this, or a student says, I want to be part of this, what's their avenue to find out when these are, or what actual parent group meeting means?
So the school site councils are posted at all the school sites. Short answer, they could go into their school office and their principal would be able to help them. But the staff meetings would be, of course, for staff. But the school site council, the ELAC, and DAC is here. Anyone can come to that. They can request to be put on the District Parent Advisory Council. That is, select people from each school site are invited to come to that event, but they can go in and ask their principal to be placed on that council as well. So there's multiple ways that they could be a part, either at the district level or at the school site level.
Perfect. Thank you.
And blasts go out for certain of these meetings as well.
The subgroups that we report on, do the state and county report on those same subgroups?
It depends on which ones are underperforming. Many of these will be pretty consistent across the state, like ELs, LTELs, yes. That is a required one across the state. Students with disabilities, most likely, yes. So the other ones are going to depend on the demographics of the district. But thinking of the demographics of San Joaquin County, there's going to be certain ones socioeconomically disadvantaged, most likely across the county, Hispanic, most likely just because of the makeup of our county, but otherwise it's unique to the district.
Because I would be interested to see how our subgroups compare to the same subgroups in the state and county.
That is coming to a new LCAP document near you. That is one of the rollouts for next year, is for us to look at that, yes.
Very nice.
I feel like we've seen some data similar to that in the past at one of these many presentations. If maybe I'm not mistaken. So I think we have seen our, for example, Black and African American students compared to Black and African American students in the county or the state. Does that?
That's
Yes.
correct. The fall presentation also compares to the East Bay districts that are similar.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because I remember making a comment that, and I'll say the same thing again, right? I think just because a certain subgroup is outperforming the state and the county, if you look at the graph, that threshold is relatively low. And as a district, I think we're striving to close the gap, not to the state or the county, but to the 65.95%, for example, in science across our subgroups. And I think that's what a lot of our goals are meant to do.
And that's why when I bring the fall presentation, we do bring our subgroups, and we have in the past looked at the East Bay subgroups versus the county subgroups to show we are trying to reach not the threshold that's here, which you'll see in the fall is going to be significantly lower for the state and county would be my prediction, but we're trying to hit a higher bar for our subgroups here.
I appreciate all the data that you have provided. I mean, I'm big on data, so thank you so much. And it would have taken a lot of time and effort, so I appreciate your team. And I know that last meeting I had requested for the 3-year, and thanks to Trustee Boulay who pointed me to the page. So I went through that, and I was so happy to see the growth. That brought me to the page 40. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see that, but I'm just going to state what I saw, and maybe you could let me know if my understanding is different. So I saw the winter map scores, which was like 2024, 2025, 2026, and then we have the target for year 3 outcome, and then we have a current difference from baseline. So for the winter map, I'm just going to talk about the ELA. We started with 55.82% all students, and then 61.17 2025. 2026 was 72%. And then for target for year 3 outcome, it went to 61. So I was wondering.
So I'm visual, so I apologize, and I'm hoping someone can help me. What I believe you're seeing is the first 3 numbers you said are our actuals. When we start the LCAP, when we make the LCAP at the very beginning, we do our 3-year target based on our baseline, and we go out to where that target is. So once it's done, it's done. We can't change that target. Is that what I'm looking at? Is that what she's saying?
Yes. So the target is set.
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah, we have it here.
Thank you.
The target is set before we start the 3 years. And it doesn't change.
Oh, it doesn't change.
We've
Yes,
exceeded
correct.
our target before the end of the 3 years.
So when we start this document, we do this. So next year, this will happen, and you'll see it next year. We're going to populate this baseline based on our results for this year, right? That starts our baseline is going to be the newest amount or the newest percentages. Then we say, based on that baseline, what's our new target? So we have to do a 3-year target out. And so we say, what's reasonable for a target to go 3 years out? We put that target there, and then you don't get to change it again.
So the target was 61%. And then the current difference from baseline is what is the current point? Because I know 2026 winter map has already occurred. Is my understanding correct?
Oh, sure. Come on up then.
So the current difference from baseline is, so the baseline starts at the beginning of the 3 years. And this last column changes every update. So we're just saying that the current difference in the year 2 outcomes, so we take the year 2 outcomes and we find the difference between the baseline in the current year's year 2 outcome. Does that make sense? So the baseline is where we started when we started the 3-year plan. When we did year 1 outcome, we reported in that year's report what the current difference from that baseline was in year 1. Now we're in year 2. So we're taking the year 2 outcome and we're comparing it to the baseline, the same baseline, and what the difference from the baseline is. And that changes. And then at the end of the year 3, we're comparing it. Each year, we're also comparing it to the target. And it's clear in a lot of these areas that we've exceeded the target, but we don't get to change the target. The target stays the same for 3 years. We don't even have the ability to edit that column. And so Then when year 3 happens, then we'll do a last difference from baseline at the end of next year's plan to see where were we. We started here. This was our target. Here's where we ended up. Does that make sense?
Okay, so 61% is our target, but then we'll get to know next presentation where we ended at.
At the end of the 3 years, yes. And a lot of these areas, we're going to end up really far, right?
Yep.
From where we actually thought we were going to get.
Okay, got
So.
it. Thank you for explaining.
I
Further
believe
questions or comments?
I was just going to say thank you. Like everyone else, echo what they say and move to approve of the 26-27 local control accountability plan.
Second.
A motion by trustee Olson, I believe it was trustee Boulay, second. Student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. Item H, consider approval of the 2026 local indicator self-reflection of the 2025-2026 indicators, LCAP. Staff report?
Yes, both H and I have the same report that the LCAP rolled out. A new direction came from the state to pull out information that was in the LCAP and have them be separate reports to the board. One is self-reflection and the other based on the federal addendum that requirement.
Questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve the 2026 local indicators self-reflection of 2025-2026 indicators.
Second.
Can I ask one question?
Of course.
Never mind. I'm good.
On a motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Daniel, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes. Item I, consider approval of the 2026-2027 local control accountability plan federal addendum. It sounded like we already got the staff report for this.
Correct.
Questions or comments?
Move to approve the 2026-2027 local control accountability plan, federal addendum.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Daniel and seconded by trustee Modi, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. Item J, consider approval of a 1-year contract renewal with Nucella for supplement levelized reading articles for grades 3 through 8 ELA and STEM, grades 9 through 12 ELA for the 2026-2027 school year. Staff report?
Yeah, this is a long-standing program. It's effectively used at all of our school sites. The levelized readers allowed kids to get information from a similar article at varying levels of reading skill.
Questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve of a 1-year contract renewal with Newzella for supplemental levelized reading articles for grades 3 through 8 ELA and STEM and 9 through 12 ELA for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Olson and seconded by trustee Daniel, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. Item K, consider approval of a 3-year contract renewal with Instructure using Mastery Connect, Elevate, Data Quality Application, and Canvas for grades K-12 during the 2026 through 2029 school years. Staff report?
Yeah, again, these are longstanding utilized programs related to data repository and a learning management system. Recommend approval.
Questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve 3-year contract renewal with Instructure using Mastery Connect, Elevate Data Quality Application, and Canvas for grades K-12 during the 2026-2029 school years.
Second.
Sorry, can I make one comment? I want to thank the staff for pointing out the data integration between this system and our Canvas system.
On a motion by trustee Daniel and seconded by trustee Olson, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. Item L, consider approval of second reading and adoption of updated board policies and administrative regulations. Staff report?
This is our normal process. However, this is the last incarnation of the original Board Policies Committee system. With the next tranche of board policies that come down the pike, we're going to implement a new process that we think will be more efficient and allow us to a more thoughtful review of the policies as they come to the board.
Questions or comments by the board?
I just hope it still comes with the staff report with the word tranche. It's one of my favorite words.
I want to say
I'm gonna-
thank you to the committee and to all the district staff who caught us up on all the policies, because we are caught up as far as I know.
Not yet.
We're student services caught up, but we have curriculum and
Okay.
instruction catch up to do.
I was looking at the dates. I'm like, yes, we're there.
First-
Okay. Well, thank you though for all the hard work to everybody.
I was going to disagree with trustee Olson's because we don't want,
Oh.
we're trying to get out of tranches, right? And so, so
It's
we
just
hope
a
this
great
is the.
word. A tranche can be less than 500 pages. I mean, policy tranche.
500 I would take 500. I think we've hit 800. And
Yeah, we have hit 800, but the edited version was like, I think 500.
So,
But
yes, there's a lot of work that goes in. I think I made similar comments last time that it is tedious. There's not that many nerds like myself who like strike throughs and italics and comments in these documents. So I appreciate the staff for all the work that they do. And I don't know if someone already moved to do this.
I'd like to thank Director Barrios and her team for diligently answering all the queries that we come up with the updated policies. So thank you so much to your team. Appreciate it. With that, I would like to move to approve the second reading and adoption of updated board policies and administrative regulations.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Daniel and seconded by trustee Modi, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. Item M, consider approval of agreements with National Center for Executive Leadership. Total cost $79,600. Staff report?
Yes, this is part of the plan for next year in our ongoing district-wide district leader training to provide basically threefolds to build on a culture that's consistent, to have a common language of leadership, and a common set of expectations for leadership behavior, which includes everything from consistency and follow through to the uncomfortable conversations and the right way to do it and the way to lead people and help people reach their potential. So we recommend approval.
Questions or comments by the board?
I would like to say I appreciate this push in our district to, at every level, getting people these leadership skills. And I know that you're not just focusing on top level cabinet people, although that's important, but you've built leaders at sites. You've worked within the classified employment system to create leaders, so that there's truly systems and processes here, so the community can be treated fairly and consistently. And I think that's really important. And I think the systems and processes and the leadership quality that continues to just set higher expectations for themselves year over year helps the community to know who to go to, when to go to that person. And, obviously we always want to get better at that, but it makes a difference. And I think our district leadership creates a definite feeling in this district that when people come here, I think I've heard it from many new hires, they love the feeling they have when they come here, because there's truly a feeling of organization, fairness, growth, and a mindset of that we can do this, we can do more, how can we be better? Yeah, we're doing great, we're perpetually moving, but we're not going to stop. And so I just wanted to say that I appreciate that commitment, because I think that the whole purpose of that is our students, and it impacts them in wonderful ways.
Further questions or comments by the board?
Move to approve the agreement with National Center for Executive Leadership, total cost $79,600.
Second.
Missed out, trustee Modi. He tried to move and didn't get it. On a motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Olson, student preferential vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. I believe item N is a cleanup of a resolution that had a typo in it. Consider approval of Governing Board Resolution 2526-22 to authorize the superintendent to take all actions necessary to complete the acquisition of real property and related actions, and we will be passing this as amended. Staff report?
Yes, years ago, the district negotiated an additional acre downtown Mountain House right next to the current property. It is anticipated with the growth of the district that there will need to be district support facilities and offices added on to this district office, not necessarily exactly attached to it. That's to be decided in the future, but the first step was to get land. The goal has always been to have centralized services as much as possible, be in the central part of town, and so that all families or all individuals seeking district information can come to one place. And so this is allowing me to complete the deal. Where we're at right now is I received from the developer the beginning steps of completing the deed transference. So I would suggest that in the next 2 weeks, we will formally have papers in our hand that says that the land is ours.
President Pombo, can you clarify what the amendment is? Is it the number?
I believe the,
Okay.
So we put in the wrong number when we posted it. We caught it, we corrected it and posted the correct number.
Okay.
And so I asked President Pombo to just simply, for the record, acknowledge that the original posting
Okay.
was changed to 252622.
Okay, so what's currently on the website on the agenda is correct, because
Correct.
that has been
That is
already
correct.
corrected. Okay, thank you.
Can I ask just layman's question? So it says financial impact none. So
To get the land.
to get the land, so is the developers are granting it to us, or what's the mechanism?
Yeah, so they're dedicating it, I think is the word that's typically used. So they're transferring their ownership to us at no cost.
Okay, and is this property adjacent to the current property?
I always point in the wrong direction. So go north of the parking lot, north of this building. So just right out here, across that little ditch, out to the corner of Main Street. It's an acre.
Okay, thanks.
It's that way, right? Yeah. Okay.
further questions or comments by the board?
I'll move to approve the Governing Board Resolution 252622 to authorize the superintendent to take all actions necessary to complete the acquisition of real property and related actions.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Modi and seconded by trustee Olson, student trustee preferential vote.
Aye.
All in, no, we need a roll call, please.
Lisa Boulay,
Aye.
Samik Modi,
Aye.
Benita Daniel,
Aye.
Stephanie Olson,
Aye.
David Pombo.
Aye. Motion carries with 5 ayes, no nays. Moving on to item 11, calendar. Wednesday, July 15th, 2026 is our next regular governing board meeting at 7 o'clock here in the boardroom. Item B, Friday, June 19th, 2026 is the Juneteenth holiday and district facilities will be closed. In a moment, we will adjourn to closed session where we will discuss public employee discipline dismissal release complaint, Government Code 54957, conference with real property negotiators, Government Code 54956.8, and that includes various APNs within the district. Agency negotiator, Superintendent Nicholas, Negotiating parties, Mountain House Developers, Camilo's, Trimark, Shea. Under negotiations, price, terms of payment, or both. I will entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn to closed session.
Second.
Second.
She beat you, sorry.
Okay.
On a motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Olson, student preferential vote.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are now adjourned. Thank you all for being here
everyone.
and have a safe drive home.